Streaming, it's streaming. Got it. All right, there we are. Okay.
You're not sharing.
Yeah.
Jennifer.
Give me 1 second. I gotta turn. Okie dokie. So I'm gonna share my screen and we will get started. Sorry, I got like 9 windows open trying to keep all this stuff together. So
Only
Hard being a
9.
host.
good times. Yeah, only 9, Sherry. All right, here we go. I can see Alice. Hi, Alice. Good to see you. And anybody else I missed, I'm so sorry I didn't see you join, but I am about to share my screen because we had a really great question. All right. So the question was, something funny is going on with action forms. And so I am in the back end of their app right now. And which one is it, Christia?
So maybe VIPs.
VIPs. Okay, let's take a look.
They're all acting the same, which makes me think I've set them up wrong. But yeah, VIPs is
action forms. So it doesn't look like there's anything submitted yet.
So I submitted a test form. So if I go to action pages at the top and I go to profiles,
let's see.
Is that not right?
Action pages.
And then profiles. So I made a test one with my name. And then I had it under topics and directory. So before I did have it with the VIP section and active.
Mm-hmm. But it wasn't showing up.
It would show up, but then I tried to do it again with Pat's profile and hers would show up and mine would go away. Like I couldn't have multiple people. I could only have one.
Okay. And you weren't using the app profile, right?
No.
It was just this active button.
Yes. And then it was LNC Elite, that first topic.
Okay. Let's try and save that. All right. And then that should be live. Are you looking in the web? I'm assuming Expert EDU.
I was not looking in the web.
Let's go here. Sorry. Oh, of course I spelled it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. And it should be in directories, right? The LNCs. That's interesting. Well, that's very fun. All right. So we're going back to, I want to go back to your profiles. It should be there. Is it tagged? Let's make sure it's not tagged. Nope. I love it when you guys bring this stuff. This is amazing. Of course, it's when Robert's not here, right? All right. LNC Elite. Let's make sure that topic, well, we could see it. Let's make sure that topic has profiles. Yep, you've got it there. That's great. Okay. Let's make it active. Let's refresh. There's the LNC Elite. And there you are. So that was the challenge. It was actually at the topic level. So I went into the topic LNC Elite and you had profiles showing. So that was great. But I think this active button was off. So we needed to make sure that was active.
So now can you add a second profile and have me and the second person show up?
Sure.
Like I want a directory of a bunch of people.
Yeah, I'm going to use my app tester. See, this is something I'll tell y'all if you're new, create a email that you can test with that is not the same thing as your content portal. I'm going to log in here. So here is the LNC success form that you've created, which is great.
Yes.
So I'm just going to do this and we can delete it. Awesome.
You don't want to be in my app, Jennifer?
Well, you can put me in there, but I'm sure you don't really want me there. Awesome business. And I wonder if it's going to force me to do a photo. Oh, Lord, help me. Lord, have mercy what you're going to see in my photos. I'm going to pull this over here because I don't want to offend anybody with my pictures. All right, we'll use this one. There we go.
Beautiful.
And then I'll just use my get stuff done at jenshin.com. Bio, is this all mandatory? Well, let's see if it'll let me do it.
I don't think so.
Cool. All right. So that looks like it went. So if we go back to your content portal and we go over to action forms and we go to, is it VIPs?
Yeah.
Okay. There
I
I
don't know why it's
am.
needed. Okay. And if you change that to yes.
Yep.
I just
And
want to make
then-
sure you show up.
Yeah. And so then you want to pick your topic, turn it on active. If I put something offensive in here, you want to take it out. And then you submit, and then you go back to your site, and let's hit refresh. Oh, come on. How come it's only one? That is a very good question.
Should I dump you?
It doesn't like me. We did all the steps correctly. Okay, this might be
Okay.
a thing. Hold on. App profile, no. LNC Elite. Hey, this is a real good one. Okay. Well, don't just leave this here for now. I want to report this back and let them know that something funny is going on, because we should be able to have multiple in here.
Jen,
Yeah.
before you report it, I've had occasions where I had to log out of my site or delete the cache.
Let's do an incognito window then. Nope.
Looks like you need to report it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We tried, but thanks for that suggestion, Sherry. As always, this is why you're the boss. So great call, Christia. This is a problem.
Okay. So good. I have it at least set up correctly on my end.
You're not crazy. This is an issue.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. So, okay, great. Well, hey, that's awesome. Look at that. We didn't solve it, but we figured something out. Well, hi,
Step one.
everybody. So hi, guys. For those of you that are just joining us or don't know who the heck I am, my name is Jennifer Ching, and I am part of the Actionera team. I manage the knowledge base and articles there, and just do a whole bunch of other really random stuff for Robert and team. So I'm here while Robert is in Las Vegas at Action Talks, and we've got a couple people on vacation. So I guess I'm in charge. So tonight I just wanted to open this up for general questions. There weren't any real updates to bring to the table, other than I can share two things that I figured out for myself this week. One is the import export works. So let's say you wanted to go in there and export a list of your articles and maybe, I don't know, change the author. You can absolutely export the articles, change the author, import it in, and it poof works. Before, we're having some challenges with that. So I'm super excited about this function starting to work. The other update that I can give you is I just did a new article for those of you that are brand spanking new and keep wondering, what do I do while I'm waiting for Matt to meet with me and, help me out and start my onboarding process. It is new in the knowledge base, and I've got an article here that I will put in chat. And it's basically all about what you can do to gather your content and get prepared for content submission. Now, for those of you that already launched your app, Sorry, I wasn't here to help you with this a long time ago when you struggled with this part. But as always, your feedback on what you need to know is super helpful. So feel free to bring it up. And I'm just going to open it up. Anybody wants to say anything or ask a question, do a show and tell, I'm open. Sherry.
So I've been trying to remember to ask this question for a while. When tips and posts or whatever that was got changed to blog, now I've got little bitty things that are not suitable as blog posts.
Oh,
Where do I
okay.
put those things?
Well, I mean,
I've got a couple of memes, so I guess I could put those in galleries. But the other question is, don't galleries work in the website?
yeah.
If they do, where do I find them?
Okay, so let's tackle that one bit at a time here. So
Okay.
honestly, I mean, the whole concept of like action blogs / tips and posts kind of hasn't changed, right? Because you do have the article function if you want to write an article and put it under a topic or something. But that tips and posts, the way I think of it is, it could be a blog post if that's where you've been doing them this whole time, or it could just be little memes. It's like a quick hit of knowledge or a quick hit of funny. You can rename it whatever you want. It doesn't have to stay action blog or blog. Some people, like I think Matt has like 1 minute learnings or something as his title, so you can use that however you want. I think that just most people, the original intent was that like it was an unclassified area to publish a regular content, like a blog post. But people have said, well, couldn't you just use articles for that? So you can do whatever you want with that. Basically, Sherry, you can have your memes, you can have your inspirational quotes, do whatever feels right. I would say name it what you want it to be and what it's being used for. Like mine, I think, is called Sparks. And it's just little sparks of inspiration. Sometimes it'll be a full-on post, totally open-ended. So that's one piece of it. And then the rest of it, you were saying, like, what was the rest of the question?
The rest was, a lot of them are memes, so I could put them in galleries, except
right.
I can't find galleries in the website.
So galleries is not yet in the web. It is exclusive to mobile.
I'm going to pull my hair out.
I know. I do believe it is on the roadmap because as y'all know, Robert is constantly updating everything all the time. So I think that's there. So this question has come up in a couple of support tickets. So I'm going to take that down as a note to bring up and ask specifics there. Did that help, Sherry?
A little bit, with everyone else's indulgence. I can't remember. It seems to me that there was some training in a previous Q&A call about why you should use articles instead of blogs and vice versa. I don't remember which call that was. I guess I'll have to look at my notes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess right now, the one thing that is different is that you can assign articles to a topic, whereas using the tips and posts right now, they remain unclassified. Now, that is going to change, I think, after 9.0, because they are adding the ability to add topics to a tips and post. So there's really not a humongous difference there, other than that tips and posts gets its own like navigation bar in the web version. It is kind of, admittedly, it is like the other content types. It just has its own drop down in the navigation bar. So that's why I think it works great as a blog or, just a quick inspirational thought.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the main difference.
I am attempting to use the blog function, whether I put it in action blogs or in articles, as long form content, teaching content.
Yeah, that's great.
So where would you recommend I put it? As an article
Oh gosh, I mean,
to make it to list it under a topic?
yeah, I think if you'd like it to be a subtopic, like a subtopic on that pick list, right? I would do it as an article or maybe a lesson, because the thing with articles is, an article can be an article, but a lesson can include other things in it, like a video or a journal exercise. So if it's really about a learning exercise, you may consider a lesson versus an article. But I think articles work just fine.
I'll take that under advisement. Thank you.
Sure, of course. Dion.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm hanging in here. So one of the things that I think I need clarity on is when I am uploading the articles, any narrative information, do I copy and paste it in, or does it need to be a Word document? Because I think I read something about there should be no PDF.
Okay. So are you talking about using the document function or actually copying and pasting the text from a Word document into the body of an article? Because those are two totally different things. Now, if you're uploading it as a document, you definitely want to do a PDF. But if you're doing what Sherry's doing and creating an article, you're going to you could write it on your desktop in a document, and then actually physically copy and paste the body of it and paste it into the area of the content portal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great.
I have a dog being very obnoxious. I'm sorry.
Okay, so that's what I was trying to figure out. Now, what about the photos?
Yeah.
The photos are also PDF, or I mean, not PDF, like JPEG or PNG, so that I would just drop those, upload those.
Yeah. So let me share my screen so I can actually show you what we're talking about. So I'm going to go and torture my app. Okay, so let me show you really quick. All right, so if you go into the content portal, again, there's two things we're talking about here. You go to action pages, and there's this function called documents. This is where you can upload a PDF, an actual document that somebody's going to download. But I think what you're talking about is when you go to add an article and you say add article, you can go ahead and type your content straight in here, and you can upload an image here as well. So you can just drag and drop the image in here or find a location. That's how you can upload it. And yeah, I would advise using a JPEG probably because it's smaller. Depends on what the image is. I think we tend to use PNG files for heavy graphics, like if it's mostly text, maybe something you make in Canva that's got itty bitty words on it, it tends to be sharper as a PNG, but PNG file sizes are much bigger too. So I think a JPEG is just fine. And when you upload it in here, it's just as simple as putting let's find my headshot again. And you just upload it, and there it is. And then it should just show up, once I save it. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question, Dion? I think you're on mute. I'm going to assume that solved it. If it didn't, raise your hand again and I'll come back to you. Cool. All right. And I'm sorry, Dumont. What's your question?
Hey, I hope it's a pretty simple one. The web part is up, and I need to give my VA access. How do I do that?
Oh, so that your VA can go in and actually add things to it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Send so what it is we've got to add her as a
Him? Okay.
Him, sorry, as a content creator.
No sexist language here.
them.
Yeah. Well, with a name like Dumont, everyone always thinks I'm a man, so I'm a little sensitive about it.
I get you. I get you. I get you. All right. So if you just private message me the email that this person is going to create, we can add them as a creator to your account, and
Okay.
then they'll get an email, and then they can reset their password and all that. So
Okay,
yeah,
should I do it in the chat or should I, how should I do that?
just send an email, Jennifer@actionera.com,
Got
and
it.
I will
Got it.
take
Thank
care of you. Yep.
Thanks.
No problem. Let's see. All right, Anne Marie. Oh,
Are you having fun with the marketing portal yet?
oh my God, it's so amazing. Actually, I
Well,
was,
okay.
yeah. I was in there actually before Robert signed everybody up for it. And so I've been practicing for quite some time now. Yeah.
Okay, then I have two questions.
Sure.
Jean couldn't be here tonight, so if I ask the questions properly, then she can watch the recording. One is an easy one. When you're setting up and you want to do the return email that says hello at Moments to Mindfulness, I don't know how to do that. That's one. And then the second, I just put this in the chat because she wrote it to me to ask it perfectly. She was trying to set up the funnel pages and an unsubscribe, and she couldn't do that. So she contacted support and got a video, and they said, well, you have to get a mail gun and a lead connector account, and how much do they cost? And I'm like, okay, this doesn't sound right.
That doesn't sound right at all. Okay.
No.
All right. So let's try and handle this in two parts. So first of all, what I have been told and what I believe is that you do not have to purchase Mailgun. Okay. That is, they have figured out. Yeah, I agree, Tonya. You don't have to have Mailgun. So that is not true. I'm going to share my screen and I'll do my best to answer this. Again, there's a whole separate department that handles questions for the marketing portal, but since you got me and we're on air live, I'm going to answer this question.
Yeah, she actually talked to them and that was the response, and they sent her a video and it was difficult to understand this video because it went so fast, and that was the info in it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's first start. Let's look at, so you said specifically something about the funnel page unsubscribe trigger link for footers. So to access your emails, you're going to go to marketing.
Right.
And you can, I'm in mine right now, so, forgive. And then when you go to campaigns or templates, you can create your template. And one of the things that you can add is a footer element right here. And the footer element defaults to this information. It defaults to whatever the location, your mailing address that you have in there, or the email. So this is the unsubscribe footer, like basically slug that you can apply to an email template. And all that is it's an blah, blah, blah. It's an element. So you just drag this sucker into your template and there it is. And it defaults. So this will be an unsubscribe that shows up on all your email templates.
Okay, I'm wondering if she maybe copied the template from Active Campaign, or if she started from scratch. So, okay, I will have her watch this and see if that answers the question.
So if you start from scratch, and this is another cool thing I just figured out. If you click on new, oh, come on, maybe today. There you go. They do have a marketing template, email template library, just that they have funnels. You can choose a template to start with, or you can copy one of your existing ones, or you can just do a totally blank one. If you imported it from another place, you might have to set up your footer slug again. And again, that information comes from what you put in as your business information. So under settings, your business profile, all of the address and emails and things, even just the who it responds to, comes from the data you put in your profile. So if for some reason it's got the wrong address, or you want it to say, moments to mindfulness instead. I would come in here and make sure all this stuff is set up with
Okay.
your business information the way you want it to be set up.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go back and double check that just to make sure.
Yeah. And now your second question was on funnels, right?
Well, the question is that when she was trying to do some testing, of course, everything goes to spam. And at the top, like using Active Campaign, it says the email is from, hello at Moments to Mindfulness, but this gives that long string identification. Can that be changed at all?
You mean in the emails?
Yeah.
Huh. I have never had that happen. So, well, let's try it. Let's go to create a campaign. I go to blank. Come on. Go to design editor. So let's say we create it, we add our footer. Maybe we want an image up here. Maybe I'm not going to really finish this, but
Yeah, and maybe because the footer wasn't there,
Well,
which is sort of like you have to do that legally.
If you're sending it one-off, you can schedule it here. And this is where you can, if you don't designate this stuff, so you could send now or you could schedule it, right?
Okay.
And this is how you can pick a date and time. But if you don't pick this, it's going to automatically add the business email. Okay. But you can customize this. So like I have multiple email addresses. So maybe I want to send this from my Get Stuff Done account. I can just manually type this in here and put whatever I want. The from name, this is again, if you want to put your Moments to Mindfulness in here, that's where I'd pop it. And let's see, and then you change your subject line, add in preview text, and then this is where you select which smart list or contacts you want to send it to. So all of that send information is fully customizable here.
All right. So then it would say hello from Moments to Mindfulness. So
Yeah.
maybe, like I said, she couldn't be here this evening. So we will double check and keep working on it. And if not, we're going to come back with another question.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
And Sherry's got something in the chat there. You can put the name in its form and the email it's from, and yeah, you can customize it. You actually, I asked this very question, Sherry. If you don't plug anything in here, it uses your system defaults. So if for some reason those system defaults are screwy, then you've got an issue. So yeah, I would plug this in. I just do it every time. And if you use your, this is just for a one-off thing, but if you're using a template, you should be able to see, I didn't create a template yet. You should be able to customize that.
Yeah, I think she was creating a template for the very first one to try it before we move everything off of Active Campaign, but I'll have to double check that. But this gives us a good direction to go to, and we'll come back with more questions if we can't figure it out.
Yeah, and if she's setting up a template, see this template settings, this is where
Yes.
you can default it in the template. So if you copy and use the template in the future, so I found that, I went into my template, I clicked the meatballs here, and you go to settings, and it says save subject and pre-header text. So this is where you can add that stuff in at the template level.
Okay. Okay, great. All right. Thank
Cool.
you.
I love it. Bring it. Bring it.
Oh, we will.
All right, Tammy, you're up.
I am sorry for my lighting. I don't know why it's doing this, but it
You look
blanked out
beautiful.
part of my
It's
face.
fine.
I'm gonna look like an alien through part. See, it's my clients the other day said, "Well, you're an angel anyway, so what does it matter?"
There you go.
I was like, okay, that works right now. I'm starting at A, so I'm going to start from the completely ignorant part. I haven't been able to do anything on this, and today I was going back to the onboarding call, and he was talking about filling out a form. I am sure that you guys sent me the form. Where do I find it on the site to make it easy? And then where do I find tutorials for me to start? Like, I've got 5 questions from the email thing she was just talking about, but I don't even know what I'm talking about. One
Sure,
of the
sure.
things I would like to know is how many of you are using this for your email, or is this email just for people contacting you on the app? And then how does that coincide if you have MailChimp or one of these others? So can you answer all of those?
You bet. So let's take that last part because I think it's a stop it, dog. I think it's a bigger question. So the platform we're using for the marketing portal, it is actually called Go High Level or High Level. It is an all-in-one system that does your funnel building, your website builds, your email sends, you can schedule social media. So it's really meant to be a one-stop shop marketing engine. So if you have MailChimp, it's probably going to get to a point where it's going to get too expensive for you to have MailChimp or say Active Campaign, because when your list gets huge, it gets pricey. So
Okay.
this portal is meant to replace those tools. It also has a calendar capability, which I will say that from my experience, it's not as awesome as Calendly, but it is possible to have a calendar link through this too. So the whole point of migrating over from, say, a one-off tool for every little thing is so that you have one login to rule them all, right? So it's really your preference, you know. I personally chose Go High Level as my tool for my small business back when I was demoing stuff, but I'm sure there's other people on this call that have other opinions. Like I know Madeline loves Kartra. Other people are on Kajabi. You know, it's really just gonna be up to your preference. But Robert offered this as a low cost way for you to, you know, get rid of all those pricey tools that you might have.
And
So
it does
that's
some of the same things that MailChimp does, mass mailing, automated, all this stuff.
absolutely,
And then
yes.
do I have, like on my MacBook Pro, do I have my email coming in? Because I'm one of those people that rarely uses my phone except for
Okay.
call or text. So I like working with a computer. You get more access to things online than you do on your little bitty tiny phone.
Of
So
course.
can I put that mail system, like right now it's Tammy at tammydemirza.com. Can I put that into this? And then I can look at it on my computer with my regular mail?
It's not going, I don't know if it feeds into your regular mail per se, but you can log into the marketing portal and manage communications through there. You know, for those, I'm a little bit newer with the email part because I keep my email separate from my CRM. Like I use my CRM for blasting larger campaigns out. I haven't been using it to monitor, you know, every little thing. But I do find that, you know, when an email address is tied into it, I see when I've emailed with someone, it shows up in the communications area. So it is a way for you to manage interactions through social media. You can send emails directly from there so that you're not using your inbox, but you know, it's not necessarily, you're not going to be able to open Gmail and check your, you know, your Go High Level or marketing platform that way. It would probably be the other way around. Like you would go into the marketing portal to send out, you know, your email blasts.
So you wouldn't get a notification that you even got an email?
I don't know. That would be a great question to ask their support, is if there is a way to get notifications.
I can
Okay.
answer that.
Oh, Sherry.
So I use the same email as my regular email. I use the same address as my CRM email. And I have to go into the CRM and check notifications if someone has replied to one of my mass emails. It does not notify me directly in my Gmail account, which is I'm using Google Workspace. So my Gmail account is actually branded with my domain name. But if someone answers me from the CRM, from an email that I sent through the CRM, I do not get notified in my regular domain email. You have to go check it.
I think you're answering my next question then, so they don't get confused. So if I email through your system, I get emails back specifically on what I emailed. If I have my regular email that's tied to my website, I'll get immediate notifications. Because sometimes people book with me that afternoon and I didn't even know I had a space open. And, you know, I need to check that constantly. So it will be separate, right?
Yes, to my knowledge,
Okay.
it's separate.
It's separate. However, if you use the calendaring system in the marketing portal, you can have it notify you when there's a new appointment, and that does come to your email, your regular email.
Well, I actually use Square that's tied to my website. It does my calendar, it takes payment, it does everything.
Mhm.
So I love that system and I love the way it works and it's really good. So
Yeah.
I'll probably stay with that. I know at some point you guys will probably be owning all of the stuff that we do because you're going to keep developing.
I
So
think that's Robert's goal.
until it gets to that point, I'll probably stick with some of what I have. But
Yep.
tutorial videos and things
Yes.
for me to go A to Z now, because I've been working on logo, getting my name trademarked, my tagline trademarked. There's been a lot going on and an author's workshop. So guide me where I need to go now.
You betcha. This one is one of my favorite conversations to have with people. So there's two things I can show you. So one is if you've already set up your, you already have access to the content portal, I'm going to show you a way to get there. But if you
Okay.
don't, I can show
Yep.
you the other way. So
I've already signed up, but I didn't fill out Matt's paperwork. I don't know where that.
that's okay. I can help you with that piece too.
Great.
So that was the first question you asked, was about the content form and all of that stuff. So if you go into your content portal, you're going to see these three icons in the middle. If you
Yes.
go to videos and support, this takes you straight into our knowledge base and support center. This is my baby. So if you have questions, this knowledge base has every single thing that we've written help articles on, including all the calls and the replays. So
Okay.
if you just go through here, like I would tell you as a new member, you may want to start with the onboarding process and kind of check out these articles in here.
Okay.
I just published an article in here about, what you can do with your to get ready for your content. Filling out your content submission form. There's one here. Gathering your content pre-launch. This is the new one I just did. So these are all help articles, and you can search them here. Just enter a topic. So if you're looking for something specific, use a keyword. We're trying to keyword our database so that you can find things really easily. But it is split up into some categories, and I'm going to be overhauling this in the next few months so that it makes a little more sense to you guys and isn't structured according to us. But some of the things will remain, like the onboarding process. And here you go, our video training and events. Every single support call that we do for Actionera gets a support article tied to it. So if you wanted to see one from a previous week, you can just select one, and then it pulls up the support article. And because Sherry is so awesome, we include her notes in a lot of these. So you can even see the really amazing notes that Sherry takes just by finding the previous article. So as long as you can get to this knowledge base, you'll be just fine. And so that's the one way to get to it, is to go to your content portal and click on videos and support, and it takes you straight in there.
Okay, thank you so much. And then the
Yeah.
form that Matt was talking about, where do I get that? That's in that.
Yep.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me pop that in here. You haven't started it yet, have you, Tammy? You just kind of got it
I've been
from me?
working more on making sure there's trademarks and then getting my graphic artist to do the Breakthrough Alchemist. He wanted to change it. Trevor did. So I've been doing that kind of stuff and the look of the logo for the app more than I have been this. But I would like to upload a great deal of stuff on the website before I go to Vegas in July.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that it'll be more seamless. but it's a lot of pressure to all of a sudden, get it done in a month, but I can do it.
Yeah. Okay. Let me dig up that link. Matt probably sent you an email that has like resources and links and next steps in it. If you check for Matt Thomas or matt@actionera.com, I know he's super thorough, and I have a copy of his email. I can dig that up and
No, let me look it up. I can look
okay.
it up.
If
I
you
can
don't
start-
find it by the end of this though, email me at jennifer@actionera.com and I'll make sure you get it.
Okay, thank you so much. I
You-
appreciate you guys
you
allow
got
me
it.
to ask these questions.
No, that's what this is for. Awesome. Well, good luck, Tammy, and don't get overwhelmed. You're going to do great.
Okay, great.
Ramesh.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi. Good to see you.
See you too. So I am still stuck on integrating Thrivecart to Actionera marketing platform.
Yeah, that's a
So,
tricky one.
Robert Kurzweil mentioned use Zapier, but I've been struggling with Zapier. Zapier connection with Lead Connect has problem, Thrivecart, this thing. I'm just not able to get that connection through. So is there a, I need a step-by-step direction.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back to you on that specifically because I know that the marketing portal does a lot of the same functions that Thrivecart does, and a direct integration isn't really there. So it is through Zapier, and I don't know if anybody's necessarily done that yet on the team. So it's something that I'm curious to learn, but it might take talking to the help chat guys or scheduling a Zoom call with them to figure out how to do that. So that might be a way to do it. But what specifically are you trying to pull over from Thrivecart, or how are you trying to do the integration would be my question.
So first of all, the reason why I'm doing, first of all, I have Active Campaign and Thrivecart. That's all working fine. In fact, they have excellent integration. And currently I am the process of migrating everything in Active Campaign to Actionera marketing platform is going well. So only when that process is complete is when I really will start using it in earnest. It may take months because right now I'm doing a summit next week and I've got everything set up in Active Campaign and I just can't disturb that process. But anyway, so that is going on. So Thrivecart is a very integral part of my business model. And all my products, checkout, and partners management, affiliate management, as well as the membership management happens through Thrivecart. I don't think I've got all the features in Actionera marketing platform to replace Thrivecart yet. It may be just checkout, but it is not just the only thing I use. I also use it for membership management, for example. So what I use when I have a product, first of all, if there's a landing page on marketing platform. If somebody wants to order a product, it goes to Thrivecart and checkout. After the checkout is done, I want to assign some tag and add the contact to specific list. That's the minimum I need.
Yeah. Okay, well, here's what I've done for another client. I'm working on integrating Thrivecart, because Thrivecart, you're right, can do a lot more that even like Stripe can't do. Like Stripe doesn't handle your shipping, Go High Level doesn't handle your shipping. So what I would say is that you're going to you might have to manually create the link, because what you can do is, like you said, have the landing page be in your marketing portal, and then the button, that's the checkout, right, links to the Thrivecart for payment. And then I think you can redirect to a success page or something in Thrivecart, right? So you may want to drive them back into Go High Level at that point. And there's probably a more direct way to do this with Zapier.
If you drive back, but I don't get the customer name and email ID, right? That's the main.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's a really great question. And I will mark this for Robert, and I'll try to come up with a help article specifically around this.
I need to be able to communicate the name and email ID from Thrivecart to a marketing platform. If I get that, then yes, I can do a landing page.
Yeah.
But
well, now see, you've given me something I want to figure out, because I like breaking stuff. So And since I
Thank you,
have
thank you.
Thrive Cart too, it's one of those things like it handles your memberships a lot better, I
Yes.
think. Yeah. Great question. I've got it noted, and we'll come back with something hopefully soon, maybe not by next call, but keep asking me, Ramesh.
Right. Other question I had was this one signal. I'm ready to ditch one signal. So I have already moved to go to the free plan there.
Yeah.
So first of all, of course, I'm waiting for the release which will obviate the need for one signal.
Yes.
And secondly, my question is, in one signal, what can I do with free plan versus paid plan? What do I lose right now? Looks like I do see number of subscribers right now, even with free plan. Is that can I still send notification from there?
Yeah.
What-
You still can use one signal. It's just they did something back in March, I think, where they extremely limited the free plan so that you just couldn't do a lot. And that's why Robert is pushing for 9.0 as soon as possible, because he wants to get us away from having to use one signal for push notifications. But you still can send pushes, you just can't send as many. I think it's like 4 or something now, where it used to be 10 a month. So yeah, that's all in one signal. So I would say, specific questions around the how-tos and the limitations, you'll want to reach out to their support team, because it's totally not connected to Actionera. And, quite frankly, we're sort of annoyed that they've gone this direction for our clients. It's very inconvenient.
Okay.
But yeah, no, Robert is super, super aware of this, and it's why there's the urgency to get the 9.0 done as soon as possible.
In action, okay, thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Actionera marketing platform, Robert mentioned last time about the website feature button will be there. But when is that coming?
So it should be there. I did all the updates this week myself. So if yours doesn't have it, let me know. Your Quantum Vision, I think.
Yes, quantum.
Yes. Okay. Let me make a note of that, and I'll go in and check it.
I have funnels, I have blogs, I have WordPress, which is something I'm supposed to ignore, but I don't have a website.
Okay, let me go in and check your account later on after this call, and I'll turn it on for you. But yeah, we did that this week. It was left out by accident.
Thank you.
Yep.
And one last bit is for your information is that sometimes I see when on the tab in the browser for Actionera marketing platform doesn't show title at all. It shows blank. So that's
weird.
So among all the tabs, if there is something is a blank tab, then I know it is Actionera marketing platform.
Oh, like the favicon doesn't show up in the tab. Yeah, I know. I've noticed that too. I've noticed that it's kind of hit or miss though. It's really,
yes,
yeah,
exactly.
it's really weird. But yeah, I know it's there. So, and it's unfortunate because then you have like 9 Actionera tabs open. Like right now I've got 3 and 2 of them are not. One of them is a marketing portal. So yeah, I wish they had different icons.
Yes, you may want to make a note of it.
Yes.
Thank you.
I got your request on in my notes.
Thank you, Jennifer.
You're so welcome. Anne Marie, she's coming back for more.
Oh yeah, but this is for Tammy. There was a broken link, I think it was last week or something, for the update to get everybody going on the mobile app. And then Matt fixed it and he sent an email. So if you're looking for an email, look for the Matt from Actionera. It didn't come from Robert, it came from Matt. And I'm pretty sure it was last week.
I remember that email. Yes.
Yeah.
It was like reporting a broken link. I think it was to the content checklist or something.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Which is what I think Tammy might be looking for. I'm not sure.
I think I saw that email, but I didn't see where there was a link for me to get into. He was just saying this has been broken. We're trying to fix it. That was the email that I got. What did that have more in it? And I just didn't look deep enough.
I think he actually
attached it.
Yeah,
he actually attached it.
PDF.
Well, that's it then. I need to go back to that email. I may have even deleted it. I'll have to check. I haven't cleaned out my folder, I don't think. So maybe I can go back to it. Okay, thank you. And
okay. And this is for Sherry. I too have Google Workspace, and you can put in more than one email address. So I wondered if you were doing that maybe for the marketing platform, and then because I don't want the same problem of all of those emails going into the marketing platform. When I use the Hello at Moments to Mindfulness, I could have another one.
I don't know what you mean by all the emails going into the marketing platform.
Okay, the way it was described before, that if you send an email blast and you get a reply, it goes into the marketing platform, that reply,
Mhm.
where if you want to separate on your desktop and to keep it separate, you could keep it separate with the replies to your emails on the marketing platform by using one email and then a second email with your domain like you have it now on your desktop. I just wondered if you were using two, or you were aware that Google Workspace can give you another email.
I was not aware of that. However, if they reply to an email that you sent through the CRM, it will come back to the CRM. It doesn't matter whether you use a different email or not. You'll see it in notifications, but the reason they do that is because they thread all of the contacts, all of your communication with an individual contact within that contact's record. So I'm not sure exactly what you're trying to.
Yeah, I just thought it might be easier to keep the two separate. So if you're using one email on your desktop, then the replies to the email blast could be just the replies to the email blast. And it would just maybe be a better way to organize, because I know.
It does that. I don't get anything in the CRM that didn't come straight from the CRM reply. So if I get an individual email,
Okay.
it stays in the Google Workspace, the Google, the Gmail world.
Okay.
And if I get a reply to something I sent from the CRM, it stays in the CRM world. It doesn't get mixed up.
Okay. Okay. Good to know. I just thought it might be an easier way to organize, because I'm thinking, oh, I should contact Google and get a separate email attached to my domain. Just thinking it might be easier.
Just so everyone knows, I'm not using the Actionera marketing portal because I already had Go High Level from a different platform, but it works exactly the same. So the only thing I don't have, and Robert said he would give them to us, is the specific templates and such that they're developing through Actionera.
Yeah.
So what I've been using it for over a year, for about a year and a half now. So that's why I can answer some of these questions. I'm still not an expert. It's a big program.
It is. It's a monster platform with a lot of capabilities.
Yes.
And if you have time in this call, maybe you could show us the calendar, but take the other questions first. If you have time tonight, maybe you could just show us how the calendar works.
Oh, I don't have it set up yet on my end.
Oh,
so
okay.
we could take a look at it. I'm happy to stumble through that at the end of this if you guys want. I mean, we can try to set up my calendar if you'd like. I have no shame in being a
But take the other questions first. I don't want to hog up.
So just so everybody knows, I popped the link to tonight's support article in the chat, and I also uploaded the document that the link was broken that Matt sent out. It's the content checklist. That is the document in that he was referring to. So those are the two links. Cindy, what you got?
Okay. I am actually asking a philosophical question on some level.
Ooh.
So I have a partnership with someone called Gabriel, And unfortunately, he has been getting ready for surgery and such like that. And that's still not really scheduled. But we were going to be starting a whole new, how should I put this? A whole new club. It was called the Collab, right? Coaching Club. We were going to collaborate with lots of other coaches, and we were going to, you know, set up promotion for each other and all sorts of things like that. So the directory was going to be a really important aspect of it. Now,
Yep.
the thing is, I like wrote all sorts of stuff out. And I was filling out that minimum content, and I said, you know, okay, these titles and okay, these are, and oh, and he's like, I can't do it. So we really had a heart to heart. And he said, you know, at this point, I'm not going to really want that much input. So I think we're just going to have to put the whole thing on hold.
Okay.
But I think Actionera, the app, because I have tried to make an app for like so long. I won't even tell you what's been going on and how much it was going to cost and all the various ins and outs. I've gone around the world, literally, trying to get this done. So I originally said I wanted to basically interview other people that were using the app and, you know, set up how the app was going to be, you know, done in the real world, right? Now that he said that, I'm thinking that I was going to be setting up a whole website and everything like that for another type of collaboration, natural health collaboration, which is my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I have like 14-minute recipes and edible flowers and all sorts of other stuff. So there's a lot of food oriented things, but there's lots of other natural medicines and things like that. Because I wanted to get it sort of like what we wanted to do, or would it be better for me just to like focus on the 14-minute meals and make that accountable? Because that seems like it would be a lot less material than to try to do something with, you know, like 10 different parts.
I mean, this is really, really, really a deep question. It's ultimately, it's going to be up to you. I think, you know, I think the goal for any app owner is getting to launch, getting your content in there, getting people to use it and making some money, right? So I think there's space for both of those things in your world. There are several people that I can think of offhand who are doing something like that in the app. So I think, you know, if you haven't launched your app yet, it can look a lot different when you launch it versus where you end up, because that minimum content requirement is just the minimum, right? It is a whole world once it's launched, and you can restructure it the way you want and make your content however you choose. So I think there's space for both sides of that. But I think right now your focus would be speed to launch, getting something in place, doing that content checklist to get it approved by Apple and Android so that you have an app. Conceptually, you know, that is, I don't feel comfortable advising you one way or the other, but I think about this like for my own self, or when I advise people, I would say, how can you sustain the content production, right? Because creating content becomes kind of a full-time job for a small business owner. So you got to think about the areas that you regularly can create content easily, low effort, and repeatable. Because if you can get into that habit of building content for certain things, now maybe it is recipes, maybe it is, you know, a recipe and a picture and a video of making food. If that's the thing that you feel you can sustain long term, I think that might be the first way to go. And then you always have the ability to scale up or down, or add a directory of, you know, coaches and other people who are going to help you with content. It's very flexible. But I think the first part is getting your stuff live so that you have a place to sell something, to make connections, and to start building your empire, right?
So is it easier to start with a larger umbrella, focus on creating a lot of stuff for one aspect of it that I know is saleable. And then, you know what I'm saying? Add other sections to it as things come up.
Yeah. Like if you look at that minimum content requirements, it's 5 topics. And you just have to think of 5 areas that you have a message to bring, right? And in those 5 areas, make sure you got 2 to 3 pieces of content for each thing, you know?
I have thousands of pieces of content. Content's not my problem.
Excellent. So then it just comes down to choosing. And really what you launch with could be just a bunch of generic PLR for all Apple and Android cares. And then you can go back and restructure it and add in all the bells and whistles that you want. So I think it's pick 5 areas of competency or expertise, if you will, and start building out under those topics, because you can always add on later. You can restructure. I mean, gosh, I can think of Ann Metcalf. She has been with us probably one of the longest standing app owners we've got. And she's, got a ton of content in her app and it's gone a different direction, so do what gets you to launch, do what you can sustain, and start building content habits. And then you'll have these great big ideas and you'll want to go even further with them.
Okay.
Does that help?
So what I'm saying is a collaborative would be better to go with than just a one topic, because what we really do want to create is a collaborative of the future.
Yeah. I mean, again, for start, you can do all the content yourself, Cindy. You don't have to have a collaborative started. You can just select 5 topics and then sort your content into those 5 topics and roll with it. You can always set up that collaboration piece later if you don't have because that's a lot harder, right? To herd the cats, especially to get a bunch of people in your app and giving you content. If that's too much work right now, then go with what you have. Work with what you got.
Okay. I thank you very much.
Sure.
Appreciate it. Take care.
Yeah. Suzanne.
Yeah, I just wanted to follow up with what Sherry and Ann were talking about with Google Workspace and Go High Level. So wouldn't the marketing portal be able to push you a notification, or somehow if you had it open and up and running that, and you received the response to your, whatever email, whatever message went out to your client? Wouldn't you be able to get like some kind of pop-up that said you have messages or something?
Not that I know of.
Really?
I haven't been in as long as Sherry has, but
so they don't have automations?
They do
Go
have
High Level?
automations, but I have not found a function like that, but I haven't looked for it either. So it may be there somewhere. But the only notifications I get from my Go High Level are notifications that an appointment has been set or rescheduled or canceled.
Okay. Well, I'm not that far along, so I'll wait to hear if somebody figures it out.
Well, what I want to show you guys though is the place where you could absolutely pose these questions. I'm going to share my screen really quick if I can ever find my Zoom window again. Oh, embarrassing. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Now, hopefully this function is working for everybody and it is fixed, because I know some people are having some issues with this. But if you go into your marketing platform, the marketing portal, you will have a couple of areas where you can get support. So Robert has an entirely separate dedicated team handling all the questions here. You can come up to this. If you have a blue question mark, you can go there. If you have this bottom chat button, this starts a chat with a person, like a live person on the spot, and you can ask them the questions. There's also a way here where you can click on get Zoom support. and then actually book a time and space to talk with somebody about your specific questions. I use this myself almost daily. I am in here chatting with somebody. So this is how I've learned so much about the system, is just asking the questions. So that is a great way for you to get help with some of these nuances that, you know, we're here to support the app. And this is, you know, this is a little bit different. The marketing portal is just a little different animal. Hopefully that helps, Suzanne. Great. Cindy, do you have another question, or is that still left over from the last one?
Yeah, just a real quick one. So I have infrastructure on my own, but since Gabriel has gotten the app, we've kind of explained that I'm the tech person.
Mhm.
So I can put all my stuff without it being thrown out, correct?
I mean, I believe so, yes, but that's kind of between you and Gabriel, right? Like whatever that agreement is, sounds like it's between the two of you.
Right.
Ultimately, one of you's gonna, I mean, either you're both in this, as long as you've got permission from the app owner. If you're not the app owner, you could do what you want.
Right. Well, I just need to get something up and running because, you know, I do all this tech stuff. But like I said, I didn't want to just put my information down or because, you know, he has a separate email system than I do.
Mhm.
But if it's going to be my stuff, then it would have to be my name. So I was.
Yeah, I gotta, that's between app owners. I
Okay.
can't really advise on that part.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
sure. Sherry, those are great suggestions in the chat. Anybody else got something? Want to see something? Want to know something? Oh, the Facebook group info. Yeah. Hold on, I can put that in chat. That's an easy one. Oh, I like those. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Barty. I like that. Let me find the Facebook group. Here we go. This is the Facebook group link. There is also a call that happens on Mondays that Eva Raposa hosts. And there is, you know, if you have time on Mondays and want to get stuff done, they have a group that meets every Monday and they kind of support each other. It's kind of like an Actionera support group outside of this call. That's another great one to use. And that
You
is,
have that info?
yeah, let me pull it up we have a knowledge base article about meetings specifically. So that is another area where you can, you know, we can pull up that article and I'll just send the link here in chat.
Jen, do you mind if I add something about the group?
Yeah.
So Marie Babish is the owner of the group, but she is not in it all the time. And she's made a couple of admins. I'm one of them. If I don't know you because you're new, I must have those questions answered because it's a group just for app owners. And a lot of people try to join the group and they don't answer the questions. So if I don't know the names, I have to decline the join. So please answer the questions when you join. It would be ever so helpful. Otherwise, I have to message Jen and say, is this person an app owner? Because I don't want to exclude anyone who needs to be in there. But it's, you know, it's a hardship. It takes my time if I don't know your name.
Are we talking about the Facebook group, Sherry? Just so I know.
I'm sorry, Tammy, what did you
Not
ask?
the Facebook group that she just gave us?
Yes.
Is that what? Okay. All right. I'm good because I always answer those questions and I'm in.
You're a good citizen.
But that's helpful for you. We need to do our due diligence to help you to make it easier.
Yes, please.
So here is the article for the Monday action call in case you want it. And you can find these in our knowledge base under resources. But there is the link to the article for the action call hosted by Eva. Great. All right, Tammy, what you got?
I just have a simple question about blogs. So I was at an author's workshop last weekend, and I've been hearing that blogs are not as popular. But everybody there was saying the only reason to do a blog is because of Google cross-pollinating with keywords. What's your take on that?
I mean, my personal opinion, I think that there's always going to be people that would prefer reading over watching stuff. I will say I am one of those people. I do not like videos. If I can read a recipe versus watching a recipe, I want the article. Keywords, SEO, all of that stuff, true story. I mean, that is for real. So I think that there's space for all types of content. You just have to do like what Madeline always tells us, which is do that content several different ways for several different audiences, right? Like you do an article, you might want to do a video too, because there's people that prefer video and that's the only way they're going to consume your content. I just think that, it's to Tonia's point, it's quicker to read an article sometimes. So will blogs ever truly die? Probably not. I mean, it's a part of most people's world, at least in some shape or form. Even if you think about if you posted an article on Facebook or LinkedIn once a week, that's technically still kind of a blog, right? You're sharing a written word thing just in a different channel. So I don't know. I'm sure Robert has a totally different take than me, but I'm of the ilk that what's it hurt to have it out there? If you're creating that content and it's a natural format for you and you do it regularly, that's a channel to get your message out one way or the other.
So then one of the questions is, when you put things on your app, is it going into Google? Where's it going? Where is the keywords and the crossing? Or do you put it on your website? See, I don't even have a blog. I was doing newsletters basically for my people, but now I'm like, what do I do? Do I just mainly center on the blog and my social media? Do I do all of it? Do I post it in 5 places? Is the app connected to Google? Is it connected to Safari? Since both of these people are approving them. You know what I'm saying?
I do understand what you're saying. And the Google Analytics part of the app, I know it is connected to Google Analytics. I'm just not really well versed in it, but JD knows quite a bit about this. I wish we were on the call tonight, but it does connect with Google Analytics. So I am going to make a note here because this is something I am curious about myself. So I want to because I'm a data nerd. I love data. I want to know how my content's performing, who's looking at it, why they're looking at it, what shoe size they are, what's their blood. No, I just want to know. So this is a great point, and I am going to write this down so that we can kind of follow up with how analytics and works, because I would think, especially now that the content is on a web version of the app, right? It is searchable. I mean, you want to be using SEO and keywords and things like that because it's just like a website. And especially if you're making landing pages and funnels in your marketing portal, that is keywords too. There's SEO fields to fill out in there. So I do believe that there is definitely a cross in with that. It is not absolutely not connected, but the mobile app itself, I believe that it is entirely separate, but because the content, it serves both audiences because it automatically goes into your web version. I do think that SEO and keywords matter. So let me make a note of that and I will find some out a little more detail.
Yeah, because even there, they were saying that the blogs are not as important, but the only reason that they are is because of this, because the more content, the more Google connects different things. And Tanya, to your point, I love that because my last business coach taught me that I needed to write a script and then just read the script. Even if I was going to send out blasts for emails, that's the script is what I'm doing a video on for the people that like to learn different ways. Some people are visual, some people are not. So we have to do it 15 different ways now. And I'm like, God, I'm struggling with trying to get a camera and a microphone, and a light to work.
I understand that. Does anybody else want to chime in on this? Because y'all are content creators too. Tonya, give it a go.
Yeah,
Help
Tanya.
me.
Tanya.
Help me,
Tanya.
please.
Okay, so I don't do this all the time, but when I am doing videos, because I do have different subscriptions and things that I've purchased to transcribe my videos into text. So to your point, Tammy, because I'm not doing this and then this and then this, I'm using tools that will help in that process. So I'm not having to spend so much time with all of that creation aspect of it. And with my videos, what I also do is I have the captions going across the screen as well, because oftentimes when people are watching video, they don't necessarily, especially if they're in a meeting, because people do, or if they're on the train or the bus or whatever, public transportation, they might not audibly be able to hear because it's noisy in the background. So being able to have the words across, or they could have a disability to where, they're somewhat impaired. And so having the words across the screen, as well as like on one of my websites, I haven't done it for both of them, but when I have videos, I have a link to then pull up the transcription, which I use tools to be able to transcribe it. And then it opens up, basically either a pop-up window or a PDF, however I decide to do it, where all the words are there. So there's multiple ways for them to access the information, but I'm not physically going in and manually typing all of that. I use tools that will basically transcribe that information for me.
Well, I think YouTube does it automatically, but my social media person, I'm having to rehire because she took a full-time job somewhere now. She was only part-time with me. There's all kinds of things that you can do. And I don't know if you guys have heard of auto.ai, but it will transcribe from you speaking. So if you wanted to do something off the cuff and just do that, it'll type it out for you. I also know Google Documents will do that too. And it'll put it into a document form. So we've got all these choices of doing it. I want to speak regularly, and then, the auto AI may not pick it up and I have to change it, or, Google Word. But it's fascinating, all these different options. It's like, where do you go? How much of this do you do? And at some point it's like, I'm going to pull my hair out, it's so much to learn. It's such a big learning curve. But thanks for your input. Auto AI domain is for sale. OTTER.ai. You got it.
Yeah,
Susan.
and some are better than others. And yeah, sometimes you just have to, and so there is an initial upfront time intensive, or can be, process to it, but and it's getting better and better all the time as well. So all the different tools.
I just attended a blog summit last week, and the bloggers there are doing it by writing. They're doing it they're just repurposing content. So it's a blog, it's an email, it's a newsletter, it's a mini book, it's a PDF, it's a video, and it's an Instagram, so pick something to start with. And if you can put it as many places, but don't drive yourself crazy, because your audience may not want to be an Instagram audience, or it may not want to be a YouTuber. Just pick where you think your audience lies and try to do as many touch points as possible. But I don't think blogging is dead. And people said email is dead. Well, that's not true either.
Yeah.
So let me share this with you, because I got this at the conference last weekend. I was asking about automated systems for people to put all content on social media. And so right now I'm interviewing people on Upworks to do that. But SocialBee, SocialBee.com is a good social media where they connect them all. You post it one time and you schedule it. and it puts it out there for you. So if you use somebody to create content, in my case, I'm doing original videos, original quotes. They're looking for plagiarism, they're checking them, then they post them and they do graphics. If you're looking for content creators to do things like that for you, you can do your own social B and schedule it. That's
Tammy,
one thing you can do. I don't have time for any of it.
Tammy, the marketing portal has a schedule, a social media scheduler.
I did
Yeah.
not know that. Fantastic.
Yeah, I use that on myself too. You can connect your Instagram through your Facebook, and yeah, you can connect your channels there so it posts it and you can schedule it out. It's super awesome. And you know what? I think Robert's marketing call a couple weeks ago, he talked about this specific thing of like video and like how to get the subtitles on video. I'm posting that article in chat right now, so y'all can check that out too. That was the marketing support call where he talked about, I think it was Opus AI that he was using for this.
Okay, thank
See,
you.
he's
So-
thought of everything. This man, he's just a freaking genius. And I'm not going to get stars because he's not here to hear me say that. Just kidding. Anybody else? Gosh, this has been a really interesting and exciting call. Like, I love it when you guys are sharing. It helps my education too. Any
We'll
other
give you
questions?
stars if you'd like stars. We can give you stars.
Yeah.
No,
We
I
have-
just love your participation. You guys are great.
We have co-opted the ability to give stars.
Well,
Robert has
yeah,
I
enough
think
that's
that's a
true.
great idea.
I love it.
At least, and they're golden too.
Oh, I love you guys. So great.
1,000 stars.
I just want to thank everybody on this call. I've already set up my app right here, right now. And I've written all down, and I already got 6 sections, right?
Amazing, Cindy.
So I'm going to cover it from beginning to end.
Awesome.
From growing, saving the seed, the compost, and the superfoods and natural lifestyle, where you can make your own endorphins.
Awesome.
And I want to
what
know
we're
the name
doing.
of that app when it's launched, because those are interests of mine.
Yeah, it'll be called Nature Health Collaborative. Natural Health Collaborative.
And since we're on this topic, I am going to share another link with y'all. Yeah, of course, another freaking link, Jen. If you are new and you have never seen the other people in this app community, there's a site called Apps of Experts where you can check out other people's apps who have already launched. You can get the links to download them. And for those of you who are in the process of organizing your content, thinking of how you want your app to be structured, check out what other people have done. I think sometimes visualizing the darn thing is really hard until you actually see someone who's great. So feel free to check that out, connect with each other. Again, you sign in one time, create one membership account, you can access all the other people's stuff. So have fun with it, and just learn from each other, because you know this is the community to bring this stuff to. Cool. Anything else before we call it a night? Or gosh, you guys have been very kind to me. Okay, go once. Sherry, not a last question. What? I don't you always have the final word of the night.
I'm tired. I had the first question this time.
All right. Okay, people. Well, thank you for joining me tonight. I really appreciate your participation and your questions. Feel free to follow up with me if you want to talk more directly about some of the stuff that you've asked. I will try to get back to you either through this call or directly. But again, my email is jennifer@actionera.com. And you can hit me up, and I'm happy to try and help you out with some of the stuff that you brought to my attention. So thank you so much. And we will see you next Tuesday for the marketing support call, right? And then Thursday will be another support call, and Robert and team will be back. All right, guys. Have a great night. Be safe. Go build some cool stuff.